Hey guys, what's up? I'm Destiny. This is Monday Mail number 27. First question comes from headshothank. Do you believe there's a realistic chance that Trump will actually be impeached? What sort of odds would you take on something like that happening? Do you think the marches/protests will actually amount to anything? Bonus meme, do you think it's wrong for the people to be protesting, as some say it is anti-American or anti-democratic, as Trump is the legally elected president of the United States? This is kind of a two-part question. The first part, it's really hard to make any sort of prediction about anything that'll happen because I think that this election season is just so absolutely bizarre. I say election season, I shouldn't say that. I mean, we're past that. But everything with Trump's campaign and presidency, I can't predict what'll go on from one day to the next. I'm not going to sit here and pretend to be able to. Everything is just very, very, very bizarre. In terms of will Trump actually be impeached, I have no fucking idea. I really don't know. He could do something tomorrow that would amount to it, or maybe he always skirts the line and he doesn't. I think this whole thing with was it Kellyanne Conway that literally came out on air and said that not buying things from Ivanka's brand line is a direct attack on Trump. Like, there's a lot of like ethics shit going on here. The Trump taking I think Trump was taking a classified call at like a restaurant about the North Korean shit. I really don't know, dude. I don't know. I'm not going to speculate. I don't think it's really worthwhile to sit there and, you know, kind of wonder, like, you know, could Trump be impeached, or, you know, I don't know. It's not. I just don't think it does you well to dwell on it. It doesn't seem to be very fruitful to think about those kinds of things. In terms of, will the marches or protests actually amount to anything? I think the marching and protesting is really important. I do think that it's important to send like a very clear message. If you are a person that doesn't agree with what Trump says, that you send that clear message that you do not agree with some of the things he says, because a lot of the ideas that are being projected from the White House right now are things that we have kind of spent a long time working against. I know that there's a divide in the country, and the people that represent the support of Trump have kind of been suppressed for a long time in terms of some of these more xenophobic, isolationist, nationalist, you know, white pride kind of comments, or white pride kind of like sentiment. I don't, maybe these people have, this was kind of like their way of, you know, announcing to the world that they're still here. But I think it's important to continue to send a strong message to everybody else in the States and everybody else around the world that, you know, we're not necessarily gay hating, you know, Mexican hating, Muslim hating, holy war type people. So I don't know. I support the protests. It's really sad that a lot of them are turning violent. I mean, I don't know. I guess protesting at any size inevitably will turn to violence at some point. I know that the Antifa people like to weed themselves in as much as they can. At the there was that protest with Milo going on, and some of the shit that I read about that was just pretty fucking. Fuck. I wish I should have sources ready for this. Don't take anything I say, you know, at face value. Feel free to do your own research. But like, these were a bunch of kids that showed up to like protest Milo being there. And that shit turned into some hardcore rioting. Like, people might just say, like, it's riot. There were, like, banks broken into, businesses fucking destroyed. But the people that were doing the rioting, like, showed up there, like, in black masks and shit. Like, they were ready to fuck shit up. And a lot of the student base seemed to be pretty shocked from things that I'd read on social media and different reports. So, like, it seems like other people like to jump into these groups and you perpetrate whatever violent bullshit they want. I don't know. I think that's pretty sad. I like that the Women's March was like one of the largest marches ever, and that was across 7 continents, and that seemed to go off completely peacefully. I don't remember hearing any rioting or anything going on in terms of that. Maybe that's just because men are more violent than women. I don't know. Draw what you will, I guess, from that. But for the bonus meme at the end, do you think it's wrong for the people to be protesting, as some say it is anti-American or anti-democratic? This is a really good litmus test for somebody that doesn't really know what it means to be an American. When you say something like protesting is anti-American, you probably just don't have any idea what it means to be an American, because protesting is one of the most important things that exists to you as a right as an American citizen. We have an amendment, the First Amendment to the Constitution. Half the motherfuckers wouldn't even ratify this shit unless the Bill of Rights was attached to it, right? That's why the Bill of Rights was written up, right? You have an amendment that literally protects you from going out onto the street and saying, fuck the government, fuck the president, fuck whatever in the United States, right? That's the whole point. Burn the fucking flag, fuck the president, not my president, whatever the fuck you want to do. It is absolutely your right to do it. Now, whether you felt the same way about Obama or you feel the same way about Trump now, you should always have the right to protest and say, fuck the president. There is no get behind him, he's elected now, or this is my, fuck that shit, dude. fuck off. If that's some shit that you want to do, go to move to some other fucking country that you always bring up when you say they don't have freedom there. Go move to fucking Russia or some shit. If you believe this, well, he won the election, no more allowed to protest. That's not how shit works. It's not how shit works in America. All right, like our whole that right to protest government, which includes the president of the United States. What else are you protesting besides government, right? Protesting government is in our blood, and it is literally where the fucking country came from, out of protesting, right? So, yeah, that's like, I see that thrown around a lot, and it really irritates me. Like, boy, people that protest are very anti-American. Like, he was legally elected as the president. That's fucking Jim Crow was legal. Slavery was legal. Women's voter suppression was legal. The 3/5 law was legal. But what do you mean? Legality doesn't have much to do with anything when it comes to protesting. In fact, civil disobedience and all of that is often bred out of disobeying some types of laws. Whether it's black people fighting for civil rights, or women fighting for suffrage, or people protesting against the government for prohibition. I would be very wary taking any advice on what it means to be an American from somebody, especially these Brit fuckers or Australian fuckers or these people in Canada that are talking about, it's not very American to protest your president. Like, fuck you, dog. You know what the fuck it means to be an American. An American means I can go out onto the corner and I can say fuck you to any other person, any politician, any president that I want to, because that's part of my protected speech. And it's written right there in the fucking Constitution. And it was so important. They put it in the first fucking amendment. Like, there's like neutron star tier density in head going on here for somebody to actually say that protesting is an un-American thing. I don't know. That really, really, really irritates me. I hope I communicated how much that irritates me when I hear people say that. Like, it's just one of the. There aren't many dumber things you could say than protesting is anti-American. I can't think of many stupider things. Apparently that's a real word now. Protest whatever you want, dude. Protest anything you want. It's your fucking God-given right, okay? At least in America it is. Or at least it is until now. I don't know. Maybe by the time this video is posted, maybe Trump will try to make an executive order making it illegal to protest. Who the fuck knows? Next question comes from Shadostruct. Would you be willing to expand on your views regarding how game devs should or shouldn't curate their player base based on behavior? You seem to have major issues with Riot for doing this, and while I'm not going to comb through hundreds of hours of VoDs, so correct me if I'm wrong, I guess, I'm pretty sure I've seen you saying that you shouldn't be punished for raging, /flaming, etc. Yet at the same time, I've heard you say in CSGO to your teammates over voice that raging is just a good way to lose the game or make someone play worse, which I completely agree with. How do you reconcile these two ideas? Why shouldn't a game developer punish people for ruining their teammates' experience and hurt their chance of winning just because of lack of self-control? I do not mean stream raging when you and all your viewers can hear it. I mean in-game text, in LOL or voice/text in CSGO. I don't know where my opinion's been on this in the past. I probably had an opinion all over the place. Coming from single-player games, I think you should be able to say whatever the fuck you want. In a single-player game, if the other person doesn't like it, they can fucking mute you. I think at this point in my life, I think I'm full Nazi now for MOBAs. I think that the punishments for being toxic in your team should be way fucking worse than they actually are right now. But one of the things you have to keep in mind is, like, my view on all of this for so long was so distorted because when you're a streamer, like, everything is just slightly different. And for instance, and I know some of you are going to say, well, that happens to me. It doesn't happen to you, okay? Going into game after game after game where you have enemy people on, or you've got people on the enemy team, or even on your own team, trying to bait you into saying something that they can report you to the tribunal for and get you banned, that's like a really fucking irritating experience. And it was one of the ways as a streamer that, and other streamers have dealt with this too. I've talked to V-Man a little bit about this. But like that idea that, that you go into a game and people will start trolling you right off the bat, and it's like, this guy is saying so much shit, and if I say anything to him, like, I'm going to get fucking banned from the tribunal. Damn, dude. I know that, like, you know, be the bigger man and, mute them. And, I mean, there is some merit to that. But, dude, like, when you talk about this older dudes, like, late 20s guys, like, I was bred on the fucking internet, okay? I spent all my life on the internet. You hear me flaming people on Twitter and calling people out on Twitter and arguing with people. And, I pull out all these sick insults and they sound, oh, you took... Like, that shit was my fucking life growing up, all right? People shit... Like, you lived or died by your ability to talk shit online, okay? So this is what we did. Like, when we were younger and we were in fucking chat rooms, okay? You had to fucking pull out some creative shit because that was like your fucking... That was like our version of street cred, all right? In Chicago, they have AKs, and in fucking Battle.net chat rooms, you've got your sick fucking one-liners, you got your sick fucking burns, you got your amazing comebacks, you've got the sick bants, right? So like when you train your whole life, in these battlefields, in these streets, all right? These rough streets of the internet, okay? And you're slinging these insults constantly, just mowing people down. And then you come into the fucking team game scenario and you got tribunals fucking using all your experience against you. God damn. And now you're getting reported and banned from the game for this shit. It sucks, all right? That was a huge tangent. what I'm trying to say is it's really hard sometimes not to respond to people acting like fucking assholes when they came into your game specifically to troll you. This is an experience, and I will reiterate this one more time. This is an experience that was unique to me as a streamer. I've noticed that in League, I don't get it as much anymore, maybe because the tribunal doesn't exist. I noticed that people aren't trying to bait me into going to the tribunal, which is nice. So, in terms of team games today, I think I've gotten up to Diamond 3. Now I'm at Diamond 5 because I've been grinding jungle games. I think the punishment should be harsher, dude. This is my experience up to Diamond 3. So this applies to every single game lower than me, okay? There are games, like 50% of my games seem to be decided on team attitude. If you have a good attitude on the team and everybody's playing to win and plays to the end of the game to win and follows through to win, there's a good chance that you're going to win the game. If you have one person that's decided the game is over, you better fucking hope you got another lane hard carrying on a good fucking champ, all right? I don't mean some fucking Heimerdinger top, that's going 3-0. I mean like a LeBlanc mid that's going like 9-0, or a Kha'Zix jungle that's fucking 11-2. Like, you better have a hard carry in your team, because that person that is raging, not only is he going to be fucking dead weight, he's also going to be bringing down the rest of your team as people stop to type to him, as he spams those question mark ping, ding, 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 when other people are dying on the map and he's AFK farming fucking the 4th lane somewhere because he's somehow nowhere on the map ever when you need him to be. Yeah, I don't know, dude. The people these people just destroy games, dude. I don't want to play with somebody that's gonna fucking, like, as soon as top lane dies, you've got the guy in mid like, oh, I told you this fucking Yasuo player should have been fucking aborted, man. I was pro life before I came into this fucking game. Like, fuck this dude. I hope he fucking dies in real life right fucking now, and maybe next time he'll disconnect before the 3-minute mark. And like, this kind of shit is yeah, it sucks. I don't give a fuck about toxicity or hurting people's feelings or any of that shit. What I care about is the fact that people have limited amounts of time in their day to play these games. Not everybody is a fucking streamer that could sit on their computer for 12 hours and play, okay? There are people that want to play, they come home from school or they come home from work and they want to play like, a couple hours of League. A couple hours of League might be 3 games tops, okay? Because you're like, what, 40, 50 minutes for your average game. If you add in queue times, you got like a 3-minute queue time. You've got hero select. You better hope nobody dodges because it's another 5 minutes onto your fucking queue time. And by the time you finally get into the game, 10, 15 minutes has passed. And then you've got a 20 to 40 minute average game there, right? So what is that, 45 minutes? So if you've got 2 hours to play, you've got like 2 or 3 games in there. If you have 2 or 3 games in there, okay, and you win 1 and then you lose 1, and then your next game is decided by a rager, you had a 33% win rate for the day. And the last third of it, you felt like like you were wasting all your time because you got some dude in your game that's just fucking trolling. These games are too long. The games are too long for me to sit in a game with some dude that needs to be in fucking daycare or needs to go watch more Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, okay? To burn off or go fucking jerk it out or whatever he needs to do to drop the fucking attitude before he comes in the league. Like, I don't want to fucking queue with these people, okay? I worked with these people when I was at McDonald's. These motherfuckers got fired, all right, in the first 2 weeks because nobody wanted to fucking work with them. And now they're in my fucking league games trashing my shit up and there's nothing you can do about it except sit there and lose with them. These guys are like literally, you're like on a yacht trying to do a race and the 5th guy in your team steps on and he's some 400-pound fucking dude and he just hangs himself off the back of your boat, dragging you down, complaining the whole time that you're not moving quick enough. Like, it's the dumbest shit ever. Fuck these people. Cut the fucking anchor, murder the people, whatever you have to do. Maybe for League, maybe there needs to be like some sort of USB device that you install on your computer and it attaches to your crotch, and if you're a toxic fucking piece of shit and your team votes unanimously on it, it fucking stabs you in the balls. So at least 20 years from now, when Nathan is playing League or whatever games he decides to play, you don't have fucking children carrying on your horrible fucking attitudes in games and wasting everybody's fucking time while you're just trying to play a fucking video game. If you're trying to play League of Legends and you're miserable right at the start of the fucking game, maybe it's time to play a different game, dog. All right? I mean, I'll be a little bit grumpy sometimes when I play, but usually I'm memeing. Usually I'm having fun, right? Unless it's a really fucking bad day, I'm usually having fun. I don't understand how some of you guys jump into a game and right off the bat, like one guy dies, you're like, damn, dude, you were that easy to set off? Go play a normal. Go play Splatoon or Diddy Kong Racing. I don't know. Find a game. Chill. Play some Angry Birds. I don't know. Do something different, okay? It's not fair for one person to ruin a game for really 9 other people, because even the enemy team, it sucks to play against another team that falls apart because of a rager. I don't even think that's fun. If I'm playing against a team and their jungle's raging and inting or whatever, it's a waste of my time. I'm not learning anything good in this game. I don't feel very accomplished. I feel like shit, especially if it was a lane I was winning. It's like, well, damn, now my win feels cheap as fuck because this guy, raged out. Or if you're winning your lane and you've got a top laner on your team that rages out and decides to troll and shit, it's like, well, cool, so none of this even mattered. Fuck people that rage in team games. You have 4 other people on your team. 4 other people on your fucking team that want to be there to win at a game and have fun. All right? You can't sit there and cuck all of those people out of a fun experience just because you're some negative Nancy fuckboy piece of shit that needs to be off doing something else. I think I'm sorry, to bring this all back, I think there should be very harsh punishments for people that that snap real quick in games. So people that, die once and then start doing that spam question, or even like somebody dies on the map and you got like the 5 spam question mark pings. Like, do you think that dude didn't know that he just fucked up? Do you really think he needs you, to sit there? Like, these are I can't imagine, like, what are these people doing? They're like, do you think they drive around like looking for people pulled over by cops, and when they see a dude pulled over, they run out of their car and like, oh dude, why were you speeding? Dude, why were you speeding? Dude, why were you speeding? Like, the fuck, man, I don't know. Obviously he got caught. He didn't mean to, like, or he didn't mean to get caught, at least, right? He fucked up. He knows he fucked up. He's getting a fucking ticket for it. He knows he fucked up. He doesn't need you sitting there ragging him on him for it. Why would you do that? If you did this shit in real life, you'd get fucking shot and nobody would feel bad for you. Like, oh, you mean Dave? That guy that always fucking gloated when other people got in trouble or whatever for doing some, dumb shit that they knew was dumb shit? Yeah, that motherfucker got shot in the face. Nobody went to his fucking funeral because everybody knew that he was a fucking asshole. Actually, that's not even true. Everybody would go to his fucking funeral just on the off chance that he wakes up, so that when he gets out of his casket and his disfigured face is all fucked up looking at everybody at the funeral, they could all sit there and say, we told you were being a dick, Dave. That's why somebody shot you, Dave. How does it fucking feel, Dave? And then they would all fucking shoot him again just so he is fucking dead, so no one has to deal with his shit anymore in real life or in solo queue. Don't be this person in solo queue that is just a toxic fucking cunt, fuckboy piece of shit, okay? Fuck that shit, dude. I don't even remember what the question is. I hate people that ruin games for other people, man. This is my fucking time, right? I mean, I get paid to do it. But not everybody does, dude. Fuck. You're watching a streamer. Remember that. Always remember that. Always remember that. You're watching me. I get paid to play video games, okay? If you want to sit there and troll and waste my time, that's not even the saddest part, dude. I can play another game. I've got all the time in the fucking world. I get paid to do this shit. It's not really that big of a deal to me. It's annoying, but it's not that big of a deal to me. The real victim here is the guy that comes home from work, wants to play 2 or 3 games from League, and 33 to 66% of the 3 games that he plays is determined by fucking ragers, dude. That's fucked. What a waste of fucking time, man. 2 hours is a lot of time. When you get home at fucking 6 o'clock after working, a fucking 8 to 6, and you get home and you eat fucking dinner or whatever, and it's now 8 o'clock, and you play 2 games, and now it's 10 o'clock, and half of those games are decided by troll. You go to bed feeling like shit. Like, fuck that shit. Fuck these people. And fuck them in the ass, dude. Fuck ragers, dude. I hate that shit. Third question comes from smokebyqueef. He says, do you intentionally provoke users on Twitter to promote your stream? Twitter is a bad medium for conversation. When I see people that I consider to be exceptionally fucking stupid, I just want to have a person like this, and I want to talk to them, and so that I can, because sometimes I just want to hear, like, how do you really believe this shit? I had a guy tweet, I get these tweets all the time. People are like, didn't you know, and these aren't Destiny. Maybe you're wrong about global warming. The Arctic ice caps, for instance, seem to be growing. Maybe you're misinformed, Destiny. Those aren't the tweets I'm getting. I'm getting the tweets that's like, hey, you fucking libcuck, fucking fag boy, retard, low test, low IQ piece of shit. Maybe if you would bother to look at Antarctica, you would see that the ice is growing. So everything you said is fucking wrong. Kill yourself, you faggot, fucking rape your kid. And it's like, what the fuck? Right? When I'm getting these kinds of tweets and messages on Reddit, it's like, dude, why don't you come out on my street where you can talk, right? Because when I start firing tweets back at these people, they fucking disappear. So, one, they're never held accountable for the shit they say, and it really doesn't matter, right? I'm not going to change the fucking world's thought. I know this, right? I'm not, and these people, most of these people that I talk to, right after they get their fucking ass handed to them, in every conversation we talk about, they just run off and they repeat the same retarded shit they were saying that got them called out in the first place, which I understand by now. I accept by now. It fucking happens, dude. It's whatever, dude. But at least for 20 minutes, I get this feeling that this person's thoughts are actually being challenged. For the first time in this person's life, he's actually uncomfortable because he realizes that he's not talking to a fucking retard, like so many libcucks SJW fuckboys are, which a lot of you fucking are. If you watch my fucking stream because you're here, because you're a huge, massive SJW piece of shit, all right? Fuck you, okay? Because you hurt my cause just as much as any insane racist bigot on the right, okay? And I don't even remember what we were making the list for. What did I say? 1 SJWs, 2... Fuck, I totally just fucking lost. Oh, I like pulling people on. I like pulling people on to get to talk to them because we finally get to fucking challenge their thoughts. And maybe maybe one day. I have gotten one message once from a guy who was like, hey, you made me think about some things that I hadn't thought about before. And maybe some people watching that are on the fence, maybe they'll reconsider a couple things. I don't know. In terms of pulling people from Twitter onto my stream, do I do it because of my stream? I don't think so. I mean, it's really a hard question to ask. Most people won't be honest with you here, but I mean, I'll be completely honest. Everything that I do, to some extent, is a publicity stunt because I'm a public figure, and everything that I do is public, right? So, I mean, when I'm talking to people on Twitter and I'm savaging people on Twitter and I'm putting the text before the names, right? I'm doing this to encourage engagement on social media. I'm doing it to encourage more people to see what I'm saying. In the off chance that I'm able to pull somebody onto my stream and it's a good conversation, of course that shit's going up on my YouTube, and I might tweet about it, right, to pull more engagement. So, I mean, like, am I doing it for my stream? I guess to some extent, that answer is always going to be yes. Anybody that says different is fucking lying to you. Why does Lauren tweet all the time? Why does anybody tweet or do a show, right? I mean, I'm a public figure. I make my money based on how many people watch me. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that. The only time that shit gets fucked up is when you start compromising your personal beliefs in order to get fame or whatever. So, for instance, like if I were to use my fame to get a G2A sponsorship, I think at that point it's legitimate to be like, Destiny, did you take that G2A shit? Or calling me out on hypocrisy. Like, so Destiny, you were so, against G2A for so long. Were you just doing that shit for Twitter views and you didn't actually believe that shit? Because now you have a G2A sponsorship? Like, at that point, I think it's fair to call me out on that. But, I mean, I feel like I've been pretty consistent on most of the things that I've said. Yeah, memes, dude. You know how it goes. I'll do one more because I have a feeling this is going to be posted late. that's just a feeling. I'm going to do one more because it kind of relates to something that we were talking about earlier. Destiny, what are your thoughts on the whole Milo talk/protest and more broadly free speech issues going around recently? University of Washington, UCLA, etc. Should anything be allowed to be said as long as it's not specifically unprotected in the First Amendment, inciting violence, threats, etc.? Should speech inciting harassment of groups rather than just individuals be protected? Should public universities be hosting for-profit events with potentially hateful speech? Milo has been known to target groups of people using words like freak, pervert, sicko, whore, etc., and even use personal information to target individuals. Should speech like this be protected when it serves no real purpose to an idea or argument? And do you think it incites actions, harassment, against the people it targets? I've been trying to figure out where I stand on the nuance of free speech and wanted to know what your thought is. This is a very nuanced thing, and I think that it should be dealt with on a case-by-case basis. For the most part, I don't think that offensive ideology should be censored from school unless they are directly inciting violence. Like literally saying you need to go out and murder some people, today. I don't think that should be allowed. But I don't like when you start doing like degrees of violence. That kind of stuff makes me uncomfortable because you don't realize you're giving carte blanche to so many people at that point. For example, and I know a lot of you, I know the SJWs are already typing like, Destiny, but Milo says these one things. He targeted a dude, and he said that this guy was a freak, and now other people went and bullied him, blah, 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 blah. Did Milo actually go and tell people to bully him? Maybe not. Should Milo hold some sort of ethical or moral responsibility for what's going on? Maybe to some extent, sure. Legally, fuck no. Those people that decided to go out and do that shit, it is their responsibility. They should bear the punishments. And whatever the college has to punish people that bully these people should 100% be, levied against these dudes. Okay? The problem I have when you start drawing these like 15 degrees of relationships between Milo said this one thing that got posted by this one dude, that got heard by this one guy that's part of this one group that now targeted this homosexual and, fucking a homosexual person, started bullying him, blah, blah, blah. The problem we have with that is all of you guys that think this is bad, like, do you feel the same way about shit like video games and movies? Like, well, I watched a bunch of violent movies, and then this guy went and shot up this movie theater with a Batman movie. Like, we need to take movies and violent video games away from people because now they're committing violence. We're like, whoa, hold on. Just because somebody plays a violent video game, if they go out and commit a violent action, even if they were partially inspired by the video game, that doesn't mean that, that's that person's personal responsibility, right? It's like, no, I don't think so. I think that personal responsibility does exist to some extent, even though I talk a lot about classes and I talk a lot about systems and I talk a lot about statistics and people's tendencies to respond predictably in certain environments. I don't think that means that there should be a complete abdication of personal responsibility, especially And this is the key part, especially when it comes at a cost of my personal rights. So again, my kind of test for my moral compass is, do I want somebody doing this to me? Okay? And if the answer is no, then I don't think I should be able to do it to somebody else, right? Do I want somebody to rape me? No. So I'm not going to rape other people. Do I want somebody to murder me? No. So I'm not going to murder other people. Do I want somebody telling me what I can or cannot say as an American citizen in a public place? No. So I'm probably not going to tell other people what they can or cannot say. There are a lot of ideologies that are incredibly offensive to me that are preached and accepted. I think that everything the alt-right says is incredibly offensive. I think a lot of the shit that Anita Sarkeesian and Zoe Quinn and who is the other fucking chick? Brianna Wu say is incredible. And Randy Harper, these insane people on the left, I think are incredibly offensive. I think that when Bill Maher, I always call him Bill Mayer, like John Mayer, when Bill Maher talks about his anti-vaccine bullshit, I think that shit is pretty fucking crazy. But all of these people should have a platform to talk, especially in fucking college. Nothing upsets me more than watching a bunch of little college fuckboy crybabies crying because their little isolationist SJW bubble where everybody's fucking friends with each other gets challenged by somebody else. That's some fucking bullshit, okay? College is where you go to challenge your ideas, to learn how to be a functioning, thinking adult in the real world. You are shit. If you make it through your entire life with no fucking conflict, it means nothing, okay? That doesn't mean anything, right? You have to understand that sometimes people are a product of the adversaries or the opposition that they overcame in growing up. That molds you and it shapes you and it develops your ideas in ways that it could have never happened without being challenged, right? You have to understand that, right? It's like the forging your ideas in the fires of opposition or whatever metaphor you want to throw there. Anybody can go through college having their ideas completely unchallenged and not thinking about anything and just, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, and I come out, SJW, and the whole world is like this and beautiful and left, and, black people are the exact same as white people in every single way, and black people never commit more crime than white people, and I don't even refuse to see that this is a thing, and every single white male cisgendered is evil, blah, blah, blah. You can't go through life thinking these things. Or at the very least, if you're thinking these things, they better have come after a lot of fucking spirited debate, with an honest debate with the other end. If you are so threatened, what does it say about your civilization that you think everything is going to fall apart if fucking Milo, some retarded fucking gay guy that hates himself for being gay, shows up at your school and gives a fucking speech? Do you think that the people that agree with him are going to magically disappear? All you're doing is giving this person more attention. Look at how many people Milo reached out to now, how many more books that he sold because you fucking retards went and protested him. If Milo wants to go give a speech on your college campus, I don't know how I feel about the for-profit stuff. I didn't hear about that. I don't think that you should be like, I don't know, profiting from these events. I don't know what you mean by that. I mean, inevitably book sales and public appearances, will lead to some sort of money. But if you let one type of speaker in, you have to be open to all types of speakers in public places, right? Your schools are paid for with everybody's tax money. Do you understand that? So that means that the people that go to jobs and work their jobs and come home who voted for Trump, who support people like Milo, their tax money is paying for that same public institution that the guy who supports Anita Sarkeesian's money pays for. That's not a bad thing. It's a fucking beautiful thing. That's an amazing thing. Everybody's money, no matter who the fuck you are, gets pooled together to pay for public institutions of learning, and any person should be allowed to go there, as long as they're not directly inciting violence, to have a platform for their ideas. That is what we do in society. I know that upsets a lot of you, but that's the whole point of our fucking world. Or not our world, but at least the United States of America. Everybody with an idea is allowed to present that idea. Even if I don't agree with you, sir, I will die for your right to say what you say, right? Everybody should be allowed a platform to preach their shit. Some of them are going to be fucking retarded. The shit that Milo says is fucking stupid. Milo is a fucking idiot. A lot of these guys on the right are. Milo is an idiot. Ben Shapiro is a fucking idiot. I can't believe so many people suggest me to look into his shit. That Stephen Molyneux guy is an idiot. Tommy Lauren is fucking insane. But if these people want to go to a college and speak, then more power to them. I hope to raise my child in such a way that he's not going to be seduced over to these retards, right? I hope that you feel the same way. I think I would be intelligent enough to go to a college campus and listen to a speech right here and not instantly be converted into an alt-right zombie, right? You should be smarter than that. You should welcome these kinds of ideas and these kinds of debates. At least if Milo goes and speaks, now you've got a bunch of college kids going who are going to be talking about these ideas on campus. Maybe some of them will be convinced out of it if they start debating their SJW friends instead of feeling like they have to hide their fucking thoughts all the time, where they get to fester and then manifest themselves into votes for fucking Trump because they feel like they haven't been able to talk about any of these issues for the past 10 or 15 years without instantly being labeled a racist or a bigot, I don't know, dude. You should spend a lot of time listening to opposition. I think that this kind of ties in with that. Like I spend a lot of time listening to people like Rush on the radio, or my local guy on the radio who's very right leaning, or listening to things by Milo or Ben, or who's the guy Sargon, who says that he's left, but he's actually like very, very, very far to the right on a lot of social issues. I think you should listen to these ideas all the time, because your ideas don't mean shit if you've never challenged them before. They're just random fucking bullshit marshmallow things that are going to get roasted the second you have to talk to somebody that actually knows their shit. Yeah. Everybody should be allowed to talk at a college, dude. Everybody's money goes to pay for it. You don't get to tell certain people who can or cannot talk there. If you want to determine who can talk at your college, then buck up, penny up, pony up. Pay for a private institution. I don't want my tax money going to some place that's telling certain people they can or cannot talk there. Fuck that shit, all right? This is public money. Anybody from the public should be able to go out and present an idea, as long as it's not inciting violence or whatever. That's all I got. I love you guys. It's been fun. I will see you next time on Monday, Mail number 28. The thread is going to be posted in the info section below. Stay safe. Be free. Go protest whatever the fuck you want, because you're a fucking American and it's your God-given right to do so. Have fun, guys.